Alright, so Marvel have introduced a new slate due to the new situation that's going on in the world that I can't really mention. Otherwise, I mean, to be fair, this channel isn't monetized anyway. You can't monetize new channels down to 1,000 views anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. But still, I'm still not going to say what it is, but you know what the problem is. Sony as well, they delayed all of their projects basically. They delayed basically everything, Ghostbusters, amongst other things. There was a Spider-Man spin-off, unnamed, so we don't know what character, but there's a Spider-Man spin-off they delayed. Morbius got delayed by months. That's the Marvel ones. Other stuff got delayed as well. There's no news on Far From Home yet. Far From Home is a Sony thing, so... Not Far From Home, sorry. Far From Home? Spider-Man 3. MCU Spider-Man 3. That's all down to Sony, so they haven't delayed anything yet, but they might delay filming, I heard. But as for the MCU, in terms of what Marvel owns, not what Sony owns, they updated their new slate. We knew Marvel Studios was going to have to do some juggling when Black Widow was pushed back due to the worldwide, obviously. Now we've got the official new release slate of all Marvel's films through 2022. So this was recent, this was very recent, like April 2nd or 3rd, I think, they updated it. Black Widow is now abandoning the summer movie slate entirely and debuting November 6th. This was the Eternals release date. Now they have moved the Eternals back. So everything's moving back apart from like 2 movies. We'll get to that in a bit. This takes the place of Eternals, which triggers a massive avalanche of switches. I'm worried about Godzilla now, because Godzilla's going to release in the same month as Black Widow and James Bond. I would move Godzilla to somewhere. I'm just saying. Like, I do love Godzilla, but if they're going to compete with MCU and James Bond at the same time, then they might want to move their movie as well. That's different company though, obviously, different company to both movies. Okay, Eternals, which triggers a massive avalanche of switches. So Disney, it's not just Marvel, but Disney also pushed back a lot of their movies, Mulan, other things as well. But I'm not going to mention those. I'm a Marvel fan, I'm going to mention Marvel. This is a good thing Disney and Marvel Studios book dates well in advance for the rollout of films. Yeah, to be fair, that's a good thing they do. To be fair, I think they do it too much. They overdo it. They tell you release dates from like 3 years later. I'm just like, calm down, mate. Like they had me waiting for Infinity War for like 6 years because they announced it so early. But anyway, Eternals is heading to February 12th, 2021. That bumps Shang-Chi from May 7th. No, sorry, that bumps Shang-Chi to May 7th, 2021. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness gets bumped to November 5th, 2021. So everything's moving back at the moment. Thor Love and Thunder now switches off that date to February 18th, 2022. Something interesting here. There's no news on Guardians 3. I know James Gunn is working on Suicide Squad 2, and I know he's going to like do that movie first, then work on Guardians 3. But there's no official release date. So I assume they're just waiting for James Gunn to come back after Suicide Squad and see what happens. I guess that's what happens, probably. I have no idea. But it's weird how there's no date at all. There's not even any news. Those are the ones that are pushed back, alright? These two are saying the same. Black Panther 2 and Captain Marvel 2 are still on track for May 8th, 2022 and July 8th, 2022 respectively. So I think we could have like 4 MCU movies in 2022 potentially, considering one's not moving back at all. No, I mean 2 are not moving back. I don't know, we'll see. Of course, this is still the best case scenario, assuming Hollywood and theaters are even in position to return to business as normal in November. So that's a big thing. It depends on if the problem goes away. This could get pushed back even more. So we don't know yet, but for now, it's pushed back at least to November. And again, like I mentioned before, I don't mind the delay because the Infinity Saga ending with Endgame was a big thing, and there's no problem with leaving a big gap between that and the new Marvel. That way you can differentiate. That way people have a better idea that it's a new thing. Obviously people know anyway, people are not stupid. But the point is, the bigger the break between Endgame and Black Widow, for me, the better it is, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think before you start the next phase, Endgame needs a gap anyway. So I don't really mind this gap as long as it's not too long. As long as it starts again by 2021, I'm completely okay. No MCU in 2020, I'm fine. I'm honestly fine. We've still got another Spider-Man film unaccounted for in Canada as well. Obviously, that's down to Sony, so it's not down to Marvel. We don't know what they'll do. This does likely push back the MCU debut of the X-Men and Fantastic Four. It's possible we won't see those teams arrive until 2023, and I am okay with that. I am okay with that. I want to see them for sure, but I am okay with them taking their time. These are two big teams. If they do them right, they could be the next big thing to carry the MCU forward. Like, you don't have Tony Stark, you don't have Captain America, you bring in the X-Men. They're big characters. If you can do these characters right, then they can be the new stars. So can the Fantastic Four. This hasn't been done right yet. Hopefully they do it right this time. I need to see a good Doctor Doom. I need to see a good Galactus. Okay, I need to see both of those villains turn up. So as long as I don't mind them taking their time with this. Obviously, this is because of what's happening anyway. But the more time they have, the better it is, because the more time that they think about what they can do with this franchise. And I just hope that they do these well, because if they do them right, then then we won't miss Tony and Cap as much as we do already. It's possible we won't see those teams arrive until 2023, as I mentioned. Random thing that I'm sure a ton of fan sites have already noticed, but that green vest Natasha's sister looks to be the same one she wore in Avengers Infinity War. Interesting. Speculation about Black Widow. I'm not sure what to think of that, but that is interesting. I do agree that is interesting. So yeah, there we go. Let me know your thoughts on this delay. Again, with Marvel movies I don't mind anyway, but obviously there's a bigger problem right now, and we need to try and come together and try and help each other. And when things are ready to come back to normal, then we'll wait till then, and hopefully there's some great movies. What I can tell is, assuming things come back by 2021 is going to be the most stacked year for movies. There's so many great movies coming out in 2021, considering all the movies already coming out that year, plus the movies delayed to that year as well. There's going to be a lot in 2021. Jeez, the box office is going to thrive. I can tell you that, mate. This was your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.